Where does Sonic the Hedgehog come from? Does it matter? Does Sonic really need an origin story? Personally, it never really crossed my mind exactly where Sonic comes from, or who his parents are, or why he has his powers, or why he even acts the way he does. Not one game has ever needed to explain that. Sonic is just Sonic. He's a hedgehog that loves adventure. That's all we ever needed to know. There has never been a reason to explore that. The lack of a good reason hasn't really stopped anybody, though. So let's talk about it.
Are you ready? Let's do this!
Starting in issue 8 of Sonic the Comic, also known as the Fleetway Comics, is where we find one of Sonic's first origin stories. Sonic here was brown. He was made to look a little more grounded, kinda normal, like an average animal. He was friends with a pre-Eggman character named Dr. Kintobor, and he helped him run his experiments. If you couldn't tell, Kintobor is just Robotnik spelled backwards. So yeah, there's that. Kintobor gave Sonic his shoes, which allowed him to run much faster. When testing these shoes, a freak science experiment accident happens. Sonic became blue, and he now runs faster than sound. So that is definitely an origin story. It's a little bit generic if you ask me. Also, Eggman himself was born here too, but we aren't really talking about that. His part is way dumber than the Sonic half. The Fleetway comics are my first exposure to Sonic before he was even Sonic, and an attempt at a comic book style origin for him. And I hated it, if you couldn't tell already. Not to knock anyone who does like this, but this early 90s stuff was always just weird. Understandable though, I guess. They didn't have anything to work with at the time. Sonic Team did not communicate with any Western teams on what a Sonic even is, so they all just kind of made up their own stuff, and everyone who wrote for him just wanted to make Sonic their own in a way. Respect where it's due, they certainly tried something. But let's get more recent. Sonic Movie 1! Because we have 3 now. I'm very late to the party, I know. But anyone who has seen the movie knows about Baby Sonic. Ew. He's a little gremlin. Anyway, I don't particularly mind this one too much. Besides Sonic being an actual alien, it's a solid backstory. His biological relatives are unknown, as are his source of power. His adoptive mother is an owl named Longclaw, who unfortunately dies very soon after appearing. The loss of Longclaw affects Sonic's mental health through the first movie and his decision-making in the following films. His origin matters for the first film the most, so its existence is well justified here. Officially, Sonic Team has no interest in exploring Sonic's origins or past. Which is fair. They don't need to. But what if they did? Well, they kind of did. All we know officially from Sonic Team is from Yuji Naka specifically, who states that Sonic was born on Christmas Island, June 23rd. That's all we got. No other details or explanation on why he left Christmas Island and never returned. Sometime after he was born, he made his way to South Island, Green Hill Zone, and the events of Sonic 1 happened. I like the idea of a Christmas-themed island home for Sonic. Sonic's shoes are based on Santa Claus with the red and white colors, and his cool blue fur would fit well in a winter environment. Maybe everyone from Christmas Island is blue and wears similarly festive clothing. Sonic is also a very thoughtful and caring person at heart. Such traits could have possibly been learned from growing up in a place where kindness and the Christmas spirit are the norm. With this origin being so vague, it's fun to explore the unknown here, and build off of what's missing. So, I'm gonna do that. If Sonic were to actually have an official origin, I'd mix my idea of Christmas Island and movie Sonic's origin into one. Besides the alien part. Before we get into that though, I kinda wanna talk about how weird it is, the obsession with Sonic being an alien in like all other media besides the games. They kind of really insist that it's impossible for a anthropomorphic hedgehog or hedgehog-like animals to exist in the same place as people. I just find it so weird that so many different things make Sonic an actual alien instead of, you know, just an animal, like a person walking around with everybody else. But yeah, back to the origin story. I just wanted to throw that in there really quick. Also, I've got a new video coming up that's sort of related to the alien Sonic thing, but not really. It's mostly about humans in the Sonic world and Sonic Team's reluctance to include them. So please check that out when it becomes available. Cha-ching, am I right? Useless plug. Okay, back to what we're actually talking about. Sorry. Sonic was born on Christmas Island. The island is how you'd imagine a place called Christmas Island would be, all festivized and jolly. The animals who live here are primarily random shades of blue, and most everyone wears attire reminiscent of Santa Claus. Reds, whites, and lots of golden buckles. Sonic is an orphan, adopted and raised by Longclaw the Owl. How Sonic ended up in Longclaw's care will not be explained, nor will we ever divulge who Sonic's birth parents are. It's okay to leave some gaps, and it kind of diminishes Sonic's uniqueness if there's more than one blue hedgehog around. Him being blue isn't what's unique here on Christmas Island, it's that he is the one and only hedgehog. Sonic's source of power will also continue to remain an unknown. Sonic is fast, and it's all natural. No rotten eggs, lightning accidents, or chemical experiments here. He's fast like the wind, and he's always been that way. Perhaps someday in the future, Sonic Team might want to explore a real reason behind Sonic's never-ending growth in strength and speed, but for a start to his story, we'll leave it alone. Its ambiguousness is interesting to me personally. Sonic's way of doing what's right is a byproduct of Longclaw's kind-natured nurturing, and of the jolly, caring environment where he lives. He's just a nice guy. He wants to do what's right, and Longclaw taught him to live his life as he sees fit, and that every living thing has the right to live as freely as he does. I like what the Sonic movie has going with Longclaw being Sonic's mother, and I see no reason that she can't be partially official. Longclaw's death was impactful and important to movie Sonic, but this is where we are diverging. Longclaw doesn't die in my version, instead being the catalyst for Sonic leaving Christmas Island and exploring the world, eventually flying his biplane, the Tornado, to South Island, and the rest we already know. Hijinks ensue as Sonic chases the Eggman. So there we go. If Sonic ever needed a real origin story, officially, that's what I'd like to see. Otherwise, I think I'm more than okay with the lack of any origin at all that we are currently working with. What do you think? Do you like the old comic origins? Despite my trashing of it, sorry. Leave your comments below. Subscribe if you enjoyed, I'm always making more videos just like this one. This has been SonicManSays. Keep it real.